secrets. Actually, this is open secrets. Everyone know, but I just accumulate from the big trainers and presenter from the world. So let's get started. So my title is for today, Secrets of Presentation are Skills That Count. How it counts will surely gonna have the notion of that today. Before that, just knowing your presenter today, my name is Mohammad Ashikul Zaman. Would you like to say hello to me in the chat box? Just write a hello so that I can understand you were reading. But I have completed my B honors and MA in English from Jahangirnagar University. And I have a master's in HR as well. I have done my PGD SSD, Soft Skill Development, from EduPro UK, and I have Diploma in Learning and Development from STARTA Singapore. I'm an alumnus, International Exchange Alumni, US State Department. I'm the founder CEO of Rajas Next Learning and Development, and I'm a faculty, Independent University, Department of English. And the most important identity that I love to give is I'm an ex-soft skill trainer of Ernst & Young LLP India. So there is the common ground that we have today. So I worked for an Indian company in Bangladesh in the University project as a soft skill trainer. And I love to give this identity very much. So let's get started. So my question to you people, do you know him? If yes, then just write his name or his identity in the chat box. Do you know him? Yes. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Nurjaman. Thank you, Farooq Ahmed Aurangzeb. He is the father of the nation of Bangladesh, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Very good, rightly identified. He is the father of Bangladesh, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Now, do you know him? Swati, okay. This one, do you know him? No? Okay, yes. Just write his name. Write his name in the chat box. Everyone. Okay. He is Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King. Yes, Jagadish. Thank you, Jagadish. It's Martin Luther King. Now, I think everyone knows him. So who is he? Just right now, write it down in the chat box. Obama, Barack Hussein Obama, the former president. Now, do we know him? Yes, I have an apple beside me. Steve Jobs, Steve Jobs. Very good, very good. Now, some of you might know him from Bangladesh. Do you know this person from people from Bangladesh? I'm asking you, Hanif Shanket. I'm giving a brief introduction of Hanif Shanket. He has actually revolutionized the entertainment industry in Bangladesh with his great and marvelous presentation. Thank you. Thank you. Now, the people from India, may I know, do you know this person? Is an Indian anchor. Mir Afsar Ali. Yes, yes, Ishrat Farooq Mazumdar is very popular in Bangladesh, and he has revolutionized the comedy industry in the two Bangla. In this Kolkata, he's much popular. In Bangladesh, he's most popular, I'd say. Now the question is, what is common among them? Write it in the chat box. What is common among them? Presentation. They can present. Marvelous. Presentation skills. Istrat presentation qualities, skills. Exactly. Presentation skill. You see, I have chosen 6 leaders from the different arena. Bangabandhu has changed the history of Bangladesh with his 7th March, the presentation, this speech. It is one of the best speeches in the history of humankind, and it is granted as a, international document by UNESCO. And Martin, we know the famous speech, Martin Kung Luther, I have a dream. And Barack Obama, he became president due to his quality of presentation and speech. And Steve Jobs, we know, he revolutionized, he actually innovated the modern way of presentation. So you see, you can actually change the way of your life and you can make an impact to the people of the world through your presentation. So presentation is such a excellent and such an exemplary skills that you must have. It is the one skill set that everyone must have from the very beginning. Am I right? If I'm right, then write yes in the chat box. Do you agree? If you agree, then write agree in the chat box. Agree? It should please agree. Short for us agrees. Thank you. So I'm giving an overview of today's session. The audience I actually looking for is who aspire to develop their presentation skills. And my own goal is to improve your knowledge about presentation skills. And I believe if you apply this, you will be enabled to use the secrets of presentation skill and force you to be super presenters. But before revealing the secrets, I must say you have to follow some steps. First step, always keep the secrets in mind. Do not think you don't have to remember this all the time. Remember one thing, every move you make, you present yourself. Again, I'm saying, every move you make, you present yourself. So first of all, you have to be very careful about the secrets. The secrets will make you a great presenter like Steve Jobs and Barack Obama. And second, next thing, try to practice these secrets every day in your home and your office and try to use these in your very next presentation. And step 3, try to make it better than ever every day. Need regular practice. For being a presenter, do practice every day, and try to make it better than the last one. Try to think what types of mistake you did in your last presentation. In your last presentation, how it started, how many problems you created, and how can you make it better. So keep in mind these 3 steps. You can utilize it, implement it, and in your presentation, and your presentation surely going to be better than ever. You know, if you say Philip Kotler is a very good marketer, I would think so. First of all, he's a very good presenter. If you think Barack Obama is a very good presenter, I will say he's a very good presenter first. If you say, Steve Jobs is a great executor, I must say he's a wonderful presenter. So let us know how we can be the great presenter like Steve Jobs and Barack Obama. So here goes the secret number 1. Set your time. With my point, set your time. Well, those who are good at presentation always set their time. They always plan their time. They always think about their time. Remember one thing, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And if you are not prepared, be prepared to fail. It is difficult to present perfectly without setting your time. So how you can set your time. Like your presentation is 5 minutes. You have to rehearse a lot. You have to practice a lot to try to make it within the 4 and 6 minutes. So concise your speech. Do not talk too much. Otherwise, people will bored and discuss. The golden rule of presentation is don't bore your audience. Are you getting me? If you were getting me, then say yes in the right chat box. Am I right or wrong? Thank you. Thank you. So do not talk too less as well. Otherwise, people will think you don't have any knowledge or you have problem in gathering knowledge. Okay, it should be like a mini skirt, long enough to cover everything, but short enough to hold attention. So when you were setting your time, I must say Toastmaster International is the excellent example to practice, you know, public speaking and presentation in a set time. There in a normal time, they will have a 5 minutes session. We have to make this script. And remember, another golden rule. Script is king. You have to write a script. If you have a script, it is going to be better. And script will give you an idea how to organize your speech. So there goes the secret number one, set your time. Do you agree with me? If you agree, just write agree in the chat box. Okay, agree. Thank you. You're following, no? That's great. So remember one thing, the thing is that the setting time is a sign of professionalism. Those who are professionals, they always start their time, presentation on time and end their presentation in time. So if you do it, your presentation will be perfect. So here goes the secret number 2, be positive. Now the question is, sir or dear speaker, from the very childhood, I have heard a lot of time, be positive, be positive, be positive. But how can I be positive? My blood group is A positive, sir, or O positive. No, it's not being about blood, dear. It's about being energetic. It's about being smiling. It's about being confident. Energy. If when you were presenting, so when you are presenting, show energy to your audience. Your energy actually creates a vibe, and it actually touches the mind of your audience. So yes, Israt, you raised is a common question. How can it be positive? Show your energy. Be energetic, okay? And smile. It's another tool, this is the little weapon. If you can smile a lot, even in the webinar, if you smile, your speech, your delivery, your presentation will be much better than ever. Everyone loves to see a smiling face, remember. And finally, be confident. Now, my question goes to you people. How can I be confident? Or my question is, why do we don't feel confident? Well, why don't we feel confident in our presentation? What happens to us when we stand in the podium or in front of people? Why? Why we can't actually become confident? Yes, Shishir Chandra, if we're not prepared. Okay, write in the chat box.
Okay.
Okay, write in the chat box. That would be helpful for me to understand and read. Yes, we are not prepared. And another thing, lack of knowledge, Nitin, perfect said. Nervousness, okay. Rehearse, we don't rehearse, we create with the data we provide, okay. Smiling is the lack of understanding, okay. Thank you, anxiety, absolutely right. You are absolutely right. The first reason is lack of knowledge that I have heard or that I have researched. First of all, lack of knowledge. So what can you do for that? Increase your knowledge. There is no way. And number 2 is lack of practice. Nikhil rightly said. So lack of practice. So we don't practice it. So I said in the first thing, you have to practice and you have to plan, rehearse it several times, and we have a slide on this as well. And finally, we always, the third reason for that, we always think about our audience, or we think about ourselves. Am I right? Did I do something wrong? Am I look good? Something like this. Am I right or wrong? If I'm right, say right in the chat box, please. Right. We always think about it, I might go wrong. It might go, you know, go wrong. So all the time we are thinking about ourselves, and believe me, don't think about yourself. People are not in the audience to judge you. Believe me, they are way busy with their own thought. So if you have the capability, if you have energy, if you have a smiling face, and if you can have the knowledge with proper rehearsal, you can actually arrest the mind of your audience. So be energetic, be confident, be smiling. I mean, being these three B's, you can bring positive attitude, and your proposition will be very good. If you are very energetic and lively presentation like Barack Obama, like Martin Luther King, your presentation will be super. People will be charmed. You can give them a very good energy, and you can give them force, and you can make them forced to listen, to understand your speech, and you will arrest the mind of your audience, and they will respect you. Remember this thing. So here goes the secret number 2: be positive. Secret number 3: observe your audience. Now, communication, remember this thing, communication means the relationship between the speaker and the audience. The thing is that when you're presenting, you always think about yourself. Do not do this, dear. Don't think about yourself. Think about your audience. There are three ways to think about your audience: before the seminar or webinar or any presentation. Think about their age. Think about their psychology. Think about what they're actually planning. Think about their social background, their mentality, their education. So those who are very good presenter, they have homework beforehand, so that they have a very good idea how their audience can be react, in which speech. The choice of diction can be varies depending on the age, depending on the educational background, social cultural background. So before going to the presentation, before making your presentation, know your audience. And during your audience, look at them. Look at them. What are they doing? Are they gossiping? Are they planning? Observe, observe, observe your audience. Now, how they take your presentation. Otherwise, you can't be a good presenter. It's a very tough job to be a good presenter. So while you are actually in the presentation, if you find any kind of sign of boredom, then please change your tonality. The way you're speaking, there is something boredom in your speech. So if you want to, create an ambience of attention, then don't bore your audience. Can you get me? Do you understand? And do not think of yourself. You are there, you are prepared. Believe me. Don't think I'm going to get any, wrong connotation, or it's going to be very bad. My presentation is going to be very bad. If I'm making any mistakes, don't bother, dear. Just go with the flow and let it be. Right? So if you agree with my point, please write yes in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you. So far we have learned 3 secrets. Okay, Jagdish, I have a question. I have seen a lot of people who have great knowledge related to the topic, but it comes to presentation, they lose confidence. Why? We have 3 components, at least 3 components. There are many others. 3 components, Jagdish. The first one is lack of knowledge, but there are 2 others. One is lack of practice. They never practice. That's why they lose their confidence. Get my point? Jagdish, if it is okay to you, then say yes. Okay? Okay, thank you, Jagdish. Can you explain, not you, observe your audience, but not you. Sanjay, get it clear? Observe your audience, not you. While you are presenting, don't observe yourself. Don't introspect at that time when you're giving a presentation. Get my point? Thank you. Thank you all. Exactly. The purpose should always be clear. Nikhil, rightly said. Rightly said. Farooq, I mean, during when you are giving the presentation, look at the nonverbal cues of your audience, whether they are boring or not. How to observe audience when you are doing online training. Nitin, you caught me, brother. I must say, I don't have any idea how to actually, I'd like to say I would like to hear from you how we actually can observe your audience during your online training. One thing you can say that you can actually ask them to write in the chat box and make them busy so that they have their attendance here, and the presenter here can see that actually you are busy in the chat box. Thank you for your valuable input, Shafraz, asking them to write in the chat box. Thank you. What I'm doing right now, the same thing. Thank you. So we have so far 3 secrets. Can anyone write the 3 secrets quickly in the chat box? Okay. First one, second one, third one. Write it in the chat box. Be positive. Set your time. Okay. Observe your audience. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great. Observe your audience. And here goes secret number 4. There is a woe of an age-old saying that practice makes a man perfect. Believe me, this is a wrong thing. Practice never makes a man perfect. Rather, I would say, perfect practice makes a man perfect. If you practice in a wrong way, you'll never be perfect. So perfect practice is important. That's why I say plan, rehearse. When you are actually rehearsing, you have to, and it's a common thing that we actually say that is called dress rehearsal. You have to rehearse like that you are you should think that you are actually in front of the true audience. And you have to plan your slides, plan your ideas. And after that, I'm coming to the third one. Now the slide, look at this slide. In terms of slide, you should keep it simple and short. That is called keys. And here you can see that I am putting a logo of my company. It's called branding, so that you can have an idea of which company is presenting today's session. So in slide, do not put too many things. We always say that use the rule of 3. Have you heard the term before? Okay, no problem. I'm here to tell you. Rule of 3. Jagadish, thank you. So in a slide, do not put more than one idea. In one slide, one idea. And under one idea, you can add only 3 subtopics. Get my point? Say yes or no in there. Are you getting me? If you are getting me, write yes in the chat box. Yeah, Eric Walter, Jagadish, thank you. Eric Walter said the rule of 3. Do not put too much thing in the, too much color, in the flashy color in the background so that your main messages get lost. And when you're practicing, when you're rehearsing, do not, follow your slides. Your slide should follow you. When you are speaking, do not look at the slide all the time and read out from the slide. Slides are just bullet point that will help you and the audience to get along with you. Exactly. We should have a distraction from the slide. And ideas, so when you are arranging ideas, there should be an opening, there should be a start, there should be a middle, and there should be an end. In this way, you have to arrange your ideas. And finally, if you really want to excel in presentation, please record it. If you can do it in video record, that would be superb. Then you can observe yourself minutely. What's the wrong move you have done? What's the grammatical point you have mistaken? Or what is the pronunciation that you have mistaken? Or in which place, how you can actually develop your delivery. That's why I always suggest everyone to join Toastmaster International, which is an international club. I know India has so many clubs and Bangladesh have 16 clubs so far I know, and India has so many clubs, Toastmaster Club. They have the very good ambience to practice public speaking and presentation skills. So to summarize here, make it simple as, like the Steve Jobs. Remember one thing, simplicity is the best thing. If it is very simple, it is eye-catching, and it will definitely work. I hope my slides are quite good. If I am right, say right in the chat box quickly. Right? Thank you, Raman sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'm humbled. Thank you. Here goes the secret number 5. Hone your voice. Yeah, Sharfraz, right. Simple. Be simple is too hard. Definitely. Simple is not that much easy. We always try to put more and more. Don't do this. In your slide, make it as simple as it possible. Thank you. So let's go to our secret number 5. Hone your voice. When you are presenting, be careful about your voice, as your voice is the best tool to impress anybody. Make a play with your voice. And you can your tonality actually control 37% of your communication as per the research done by Dr. Mehrabian. We have the great VAC theory, visual auditory kinesthetic theory. Our voice, our words contribute only 7% in communication. Our 54% is our body language, and 37% is our voice, our tonality. So how can you actually improve your voice? Or how can you actually play with your voice? With these 3 P's. Now, what are the 3 P's? Pitch, pause, and projection. Now, what is pitch? Well, pitch is speak loudly in excitement and slow down to emphasize. Voice modulation. Thank you, sir. Words per minute. Thank you. Exactly. Okay. So pitching means, when you are excited, speaking loudly. And when you are giving something very important message, go slow and make the audience. And there will be a roller coaster in your voice. You should not speak in a flat tone. If you speak in a flat tone, it won't, flat tone or monotone. Mono means single, tone means voice. So monotone will create monotony. That means boredom. So you have to vary your voice. And number 2 is pause. And who is the master of pause? Can anyone tell me? Who's best user of pause in the, he's the president. He's the president, US president. Can you tell his name? Modi ji is definitely a very good presenter. US President Clinton, Modi, Trump, no, Trump speaks Roosevelt is a very good speaker. Yeah. Amitabh Bachchan ji is a very good speaker. Justin Trudeau, Canada is very good. Yeah, Nathan, thank you. Obama. Barack Obama is the master of pause. You know, pause means very your speed, not unusual pause. Don't give pause more than 3 seconds. Remember this thing. Pause more than 3 seconds actually is awkward. And if you think another secrets, I'm giving secrets within the secret. Okay. If you see your audience are too much talkative, then give a pause more than 3 seconds. Immediately, when you are silent, immediately after 2 or 3 seconds, when everyone is, observing that you are not talking, they will definitely come down. It is a proven secret. I have done in my session many times because, I'm an English university teacher. My students sometimes talk, or very much talking sometimes. So I use this thing and it works. Okay, and number 3 is projection. Projection means speak top to your voice so that the furthest audience can hear you clearly. But don't shout. Speak loudly and shouting has different notion. Speak loudly means with your energy. You have to speak from your chest, your diaphragm. Have the ear from your diaphragm and express yourself forcefully. But don't shout. Use your microphone and check that everyone can understand or not. So right? Am I right or wrong? If I'm right, say right in the chat box. Right. Thank you. So far we have covered 5 secrets. Before moving to this number 6, I would like to have a feedback. I have my question. Okay, Mr. Rovi, you have questions. What about the rest? I might go wrong with the percentage of the Mehrabian theory. You may Google it. Mehrabian theory. You may Google it, and you can find the right percentage. I hope I have given the answer of your question, Mr. Raghuram. Sorry, Mr. Ravi Kumar. Okay, thank you, Basudev. Thank you, enriching session. So right now, are you enjoying the session? Are you enjoying the session? Excellent. Going on. Now, let's go have a high five. Let's have a high five. Write high five in the chat box. High five. Write high five in the chat box. I want to see how many high five actually one person can write. High five, high five, high five. Okay, Nitin, Sheikh, Mithila, high five, Shubarna, high five, Shabash, high five, Mithila, Shubarna, Monali, Mithila, Shubarna, Ravi Kumar, high five. Yes, I got Mr. Sharfaras. Sharfaras is the best answer. High five, multiply by 1,000, 10,000 or 1 million. That's the great answer. Okay, Abdul Rahman, that's a great answer. Great. High five. Afsana Lilac, high five. Great. Shubhona, thank you all. Give a clap for yourself. Virtual clap. Thank you all. I'm giving a thank you. Have we forget the 5 secrets so far we have? Can anyone write me the 5 secrets right now in the chat box? Can anyone?
Can I say it?
Hello?
I'm saying, can I say it?
Sure. Swati ma'am?
Yes, Swati here.
Sure, ma'am.
The number 1 was set your time, where you have said that rehearse, like talk about your script and try to be more concise. and set your time according to that so that you can finish on time. The second thing you talked about is be positive. And for being positive, you talked about just being energetic, keep smiling, and be confident. Once you have your knowledge and your things placed rightly, you are positive about your session. And number three, you said is observe your audience. So it's during the session, it is more important that you observe your audience so that you will not miss on something so that your audience is looking for, and they should not, the session should not be very monotonous for them or bore for them. So just observe your audience, what they are expecting from you, and just quickly do some twist on and make it more
All right.
exciting by adding some exercises, energizers, or whatever is required during the session. Number four, you said is plan or rehearse. So anything what we plan, slides or some ideas or anything, try to make it slides, or put your ideas or record yourself before going on the final session. And the last slide is in front, that is hone your voice, where we are talking about the pitch, the pause, projections, which you just explained. Thank you
Marvelous,
so much.
marvelous. Give a big
One,
hand for Swati. Marvelous.
one idea. One idea.
Sure, sure.
It's one idea, not more than that.
Sure. One idea in one slide. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So here goes the secret number 6. Kill the killers. There are some killers. There are so many killers in a great presentation. Okay, but I will talk only 3 today. The 3 most important things. Number 1, mumbling. If you say like this, you're going to kill your presentation. You know, I'm giving the reference of Toastmaster again and again because in their presentation, they have evaluator. So they actually evaluate your speech. So when you are giving evaluation, there is a specific evaluator who actually counts your mumbling. How many times you say and he's rightly called a counter. You so interesting, isn't it? You see, so stammering, it shows that you are not prepared, you have lack of confidence, and you are not actually in your position. You are not in the driving seat. So do not mumble. It's my request to you. And how can I actually overcome this mumbling, stammering? By just practicing. You use the other 5 secrets, then you own mumble. And wrong pronunciation. Now, one thing, I'm not talking about the British accent or American accent. I'm talking about correct pronunciation. Whether it is Hindi, whether it is Bangla, whether it is English. There is an intelligible pronunciation. There is a receipt pronunciation. So please, whenever you're speaking, you should not speak in your local language, I mean dialect. Your dialect actually represents the origin of your place. So if you were speaking in Hindi, speak in the standard Hindi. If you were speaking in Gujarati, it is in full in Gujarati, speak in standard Gujarati. If you were speaking English, standard English. If you were speaking in Bangla, speak in standard Bangla. That's my point to make. Can you get me? Do you agree or not? If you agree, write agree in the chat box. Okay, agree. And finally, repetition. So if you repeat yourself again and again, if you see same thing again and again, people will feel bored. And I am remembering you, the golden rule of presentation or any selling or influence or communication, don't bore your audience. Even in relationship as well, remember this thing, okay? Don't bore your wife, don't bore your boyfriend, don't bore your girlfriend. If they're bored of you, then they won't talk to you. And if we don't talk, then how can I actually have the communication and the relation, isn't it? Am I right or wrong? Say yes and no in the chat box. Okay. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm enjoying the session. Are you enjoying the session as well? Thank you. So here goes the, so the thing is that to do that things that suit you, do that things people will love to watch. They will understand you. They will respect you. They will love you. Don't do anything that doesn't suit with you in front of people. Okay, so be a role model for them. When you are presenting, you are actually hero to the audience. Remember, to be the hero and feel that the world is yours. Like Shah Rukh Khan, you take that pose. You were the Shah Rukh Khan of the stage. Remember this thing. Number 7. It is lucky number 7. Because mastering body language is the most important according to the research done by Mehrabian. I can say body language constitutes most of our communication, as we all know. Now, so which 3 parts we should give emphasis on? First of all, your posture, how you stand. Posture means how you stand. Okay, so it's very important. Okay, it's very important to know how to stand. If it is not a webinar, then I will show you. Then I show you how to actually stand in front of the. Be face to face with your audience. Don't show your back. And never in a presentation. You should follow the best speakers. You can download it in the YouTube. You can watch videos of Dhananjay Hitachi or Aaron Beverly, Toastmaster champions. They're champions. The speech of the champions. They are the perfect example of body language, how to stand in front of the audience. So be careful of your use of your legs and how to move here and there. Number 2 is your hand gesture. Gestures means a very communicative movement of your body, hands, legs. If you can have very good body language in your presentation will going to be superb. Sometimes in your country, some presenters, they're very stiff in the presentation. Some of them do not know how to move their hands do not know how to move their legs, but how to do it in an artistic way, you have to learn it. And this is an art, actually. Yes, I'm coming to the podium point. I'm coming to the podium point. Okay. It is the part of non-verbal communication, not only by your body language, not saying anything, you can give the message. Am I right or wrong? By your body language, you can give the message. Hirani, Mr. Hirani, was the 2016 champion. He started his championship speech with just start smoking, and it immediately attracted the attention of the audience. He didn't say any word for 30 seconds. So you see, you can actually revolutionize your idea, your presentation by use your body language. So for an example, while you were presenting, you have to use your left hand because it's the art of the British people. They use left hand so very much, This is the very artistic thing of presentation. Tony Blair, Barack Obama, they always, use the left hand. And psychologists say it, they say using hand while talking actually help you to drag the words that you are looking for. So use hand to say, okay, wonderful, while you were, good, excellent, while you're closing an information, while you're opening to them, when you're calling someone, so you can use your hand. Another important thing is to try to move, establish your area, be careful about when you are moving, be slow, look at the eyes of the audience. Don't move to and fro. Try to move around very slowly and comprehensively. People will look at you and listen to you. Get my point? Okay. So when you are actually, yes, gesture is the strength. Okay, could you please unmute, mute yourself, everyone? Thank you, thank you. Okay, so you see, establish an area of your power. Craft your stage. There is a term, craft your stage. You should not pitch from one spot. You should move. Try to break the three part. Start from one side, in the middle. You can go once. You may be in the one side, and you can end from the another side. And while you are talking, move slowly. You see, in a TED talk, they have a red circle, and the speaker have to speak in the red circle, and they move very slowly. And someone asked me the question about the podium. In terms of podium, stand in front of your podium, but do not touch podium. That's a secret number one in terms of podium speech. Do not touch your podium. Some people lean on the podium. It looks bad from the audience side. So don't lean. Get my point? Thank you. Thank you. So and in terms of body language, there is another thing. Your sticky eyes. Yes. Eyes is the killer. You're staring, your eye looking is something that actually can kill your audience. I mean, in a positive way. If you can maintain the eye contact with your audience, now the question is, yeah, Mr. Ashik, I feel afraid when I'm giving presentation. It's very tough for me to make eye contact. So I am giving you tips, simple tips. Look, first tips, if you know, you can bring your friends, bring 3 friends. Get my point? Bring 3 friends in the audience and put them in the 3 corner. One in the left corner, one in the middle, and one in the right. And always, when you are speaking, talk to them. And people will think you are looking to you. It works. They will never understand that you are not actually looking at all of them. Get my point? Okay. If someone in front of me who make me shy, then how can I maintain eye contact? Also, romantic question. Abdul Rahman, Rohit. Don't look at him, a person. Give a blank look. Look at everyone. Okay? Look at everyone. And second tips. If you don't have any option to bring your friends, then do one thing. Look at the chairs. Pick the 3 corners in the left side, in the right side, and the 3 corners of a chair, and talk to them. Okay? Yeah, it's a very good hack. Yeah, definitely, it's a very good hack. So, exactly. Jagadish Kumar said very long message, but this definitely it's more than your message. That's the main thing. It is, your presentation is more than what you're actually saying. It is called presentation. You are presenting something. Okay? So give your audience something good, something pleasant to watch. This is presentation. In earlier days, news reader, it is a common term, the news reader. He is a news reader. But nowadays, last 10 years, we are watching, they're called news presenter, because they're now presenting the news. They're not just read out. So if you observe the previous 30, 40 years back presentation in the television or some YouTube, they are just reading out. but now they're presenting. So eye contact is, it's a very good tool. Actually, you can take immediate attention to someone. If someone is not, attentive. So please give an eye contact to him. And immediately he or she will get attention. Get my point? Okay. So are you in line with me? Can you understand? Do you agree with these 3 points, posture, gesture, and eyes? If it is yes, then write yes in the chat box. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next, go to our secret number 8. Look good. Dear Mr. Ashik, I am not good looking. Believe me, I'm also not good looking. That's why I'm not in the video, my dear. Okay. Our creator make us in his, way. We cannot change our face. We cannot change the way I am, but we can change our look. Remember? Okay. When you were in front of someone, do you like Shah Rukh Khan in a shabby dress? Do you like Akshay Kumar in a shabby dress, having, no attire or not good attire? Do you like Aishwarya without makeup or something like that? Why they are very particular, they're very conscious, they're very pretentious about their look. Because you have to be presentable, it's a must. Okay, so yeah, Swati, you were absolute in your diction. Your inner goodness reflects outside. If you wear good, if you dress good, it will give you an energy. You will feel good, and if you feel good, you can actually deliver good. Remember one thing: positiveness. Positiveness has vibe. If you are positive, you can actually spread positivity through your speech, through your movement, and through your presentation. So please be well dressed. Before presentation, it's a must. Be groomed as well. So grooming means, grooming means you have to be very, trim your beard and comb your hair, nicely pressed, nicely ironed dress, and shiny shoe. You have to be groomed. And remember one thing: the audience has to look at you for a long time. They are looking at you long time. So give them something pleasant to see. Be particular about your dress, your shoes, your hair. But don't be uncomfortable. Remember this thing. Yes, sir, you said to dress well, but I tied up my ties so tightly that I can't even breathe. Don't do this, dear. Okay? How much time I should focus on attempting in one participant? This is more applicable during offline training. Yep, true. Thank you, Sanjay, for your great input. Yes, check Sidratul Muntaha, correct. Match your belt and shoes. That's the rules of grooming. All the leather of a man should be in the same color tone. So we know this, and there are lots of video in the YouTube that you can learn from how to be groomed as a male or as a female. So I suggest you to go there, but don't feel uncomfortable. So for an example, in Bangladesh, Dr. Swati, I'd like to inform you, some of the teachers in their school university presentation urge the students, especially the female students, to wear sari, but they're not comfortable in sari. I don't know why they urge people to wear sari. I always tell my students, wear what suits you, wear what comforts you. So don't wear something that is not usual to you. So if you don't wear sari, that is a common dress in Bangladesh and India. That's why I'm giving the example of sari. So sometimes all female are not accustomed with using study. Am I right or wrong?
Correct, correct.
Correct. So don't wear study if you are not comfortable. If you are comfortable, then okay. No problem. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. We're going in the right pace. So have you get my point here? Say right. If you get my point here, look good. Be well dressed, be groomed, and be comfortable. Thank you. And next, last secret of the day. Start with the end in mind. You have to have all through your presentation, you have to know what you are going to do, where you know, what you are going to do and when you are going to do what. You have to do this. Get my point? Start with an end in mind. You have to have the purpose of your presentation. You have to know where to start, where to end. By starting, how can you start your presentation? I can give you 3 tips for starting. You can start by asking a question. Number 1, you can start with a story or by revealing an amazing fact. Can anyone write me the 3 things? What I have just said. Story, you can start with a story or with a famous quotation or a fabulous fact or asking question. These 3. There are so many things, but this 3 is the most common and mostly engaging. People immediately get attentive. Exactly. Vasudev, case study. Absolutely. Storytelling actually works, and storytelling is the best. Vasudev rightly said. I love to say story in my presentation, and we love to hear story. Actually, people love to hear a story. So first, in starting, use story or a quotation or revealing a great fact or asking question. How about joke? Definitely joke is kind of funny story, no? Okay. In the middle, check whether the learners are with you or not. Several times I'm asking you questions, I'm getting you feedback, and tell you to give me the feedback. What are the 5 secrets that we have covered? And Dr. Swati marvelously explained. That's why in the middle of I would say 50% or 60%, when you have done with the 60% or 50%, you can check, or 30%, 60%, and finally recap what you have covered. Get my point? And finally, how you can end. You can end with a call to action. You can invite them to join you. You can invite them to apply the knowledge, to apply, and invite them to be better version of their self, or something that is related to the topic of that very presentation. And definitely relate your starting with your ending. Can you get my point? Are you with me? If you agree with this point, please write yes or right or agree in the chat box. Yeah, in terms of someone said that poll is very important. It's very definitely in terms of presentation. You can use poll. We have a Menti.com for that. You can use. Thank you, Geeta. Thank you, Momita. Thank you, Subarna. Great. So we have covered our session today. So we have our all 9 secrets. Now, why did I keep it 9? Because in NLP, there is a tool. There is a saying that we can actually remember 7 ± 2 information. So I put 9 secrets here. There are so many things. This is not something that is everything. You can add to a list. You can, subtract from here. But the question is, in terms of handling question.
Can you be a little clear, please? Clear.
Can you write in the chat box, please?
Oh yes.
Okay, so write in the chat box. Okay. In terms of questioning answer, Do not argue with the audience. Agree, just agree, and then add. If you want to add something, add. Okay? So before my ending, I want to recapitulate what we have covered today. Okay? So our first secret was setting the time. Please write it. Everyone write in the chat box so that we have a practice, so that we can remember this thing. Setting time was our first secret. Number 2, being positive. Write being positive in the chat box. Everyone. Great. Being positive. Number 3, observing audience. We have to observe our audience. Observing audience. Okay. And number 3, planning rehearse. Please plan, and plan. I'm again quoting. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you are not prepared, then prepare to fail. Next, using 3 P's of voice, the pitch, pause, and projection. And killing the killers. Number 6, killing the killers. Okay, killing the killers. And number 7, mastering gesture. And this is something you must have. You can't be a great presenter like Steve Jobs or Barack Obama without mastering gesture. Number 8, looking good. You have to look good. You have to dress well. You have to groom well. You have to you have to be presentable. And number 9, starting knowing the end. You have to know the whole entire presentation in your mind. You have to know why you are doing so. We have to know what to do so, what to do, and when to do. You have to know how to start, how to handle the audience, and how to end your presentation. Now, thank you all. That's all from my side for today. Follow these. In spring of your time, your career will come. Now my question to you guys, will you want to be a great presenter like Barack Obama and Steve Jobs? Say yes if you agree, if you want. Right, first, yes, if you want to be a great presenter like Barack Obama or Steve Jobs, say yes. Okay, that's great. Now, what you have to do, apply these secrets every day. Don't think that I have a presentation in the last month. Next month, I will practice them. Don't do this. Practice every day. Practice every day. Apply this every day. And strive every day. Every day, you have to try to be the best. Thank you. Thank you all. If you have any question, you can ask. And you can please keep in touch. My name is Muhammad Ashiqur Zaman. You can find it MD Ashiqur Zaman in the Facebook and LinkedIn. This is my phone number in Bangladesh. I'm from Bangladesh, 017074452, and rajasnex@gmail.com is my email ID, so you can have a clear contact with me. So thank you
so much.
Thank you
so much, Ashiqur Zaman. Yeah, thank you
so much. That was very great session.
Ashik Zaman, and it was lovely presentation, and we enjoyed a lot. And I believe that you have engaged each one of us. We were not at all bored in the session, even if we can't see you in the session. So it was really good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm humbled. I'm honored.
Could you please repeat your phone number once again?
Phone number?
Yes, sir.
Written there on the screen.
It is on the screen, 01707274452. This is my WhatsApp number as well.
He's there in the trainers club group, so don't worry. He's there, a part of a group as well.
Yes,
so
yes.
Anytime connect him in the group as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Swati, for giving me the excellent opportunity. I'm humbled. I'm honored that you called me and give me the opportunity to serve your nation and my nation. That's a fabulous thing for me. Thank you, so Dr. Swati.
Absolutely. Learning
Most
has no
welcome, sir.
boundaries, and so that's why we are open for anyone and everyone who wants to share their knowledge. And that's why you're here, and I expect more and more people, more and more trainers to come on board and help us in learning. And it's learning is Trainers Club is only promoting learning. And with this beautiful learning today, I would like to close the session. So it's Dr. Swati from Trainers Club signing off. Thank you so much, Ashika Zuman, for a lovely
Thank you.
session today.
May
Thank you very
I,
much.
may I know who is inviting on the TC's club?
I'm representing
Hello.
Dr. Swati here.
Dr. Swati,
Can
I'll
we-
speak
can
to you
we-
later. Thank you.
Can we speak offline?
Yeah. Can you share your number, please? Just on chat.
Yeah, we will connect. May I know your name, please?
This is Vasudev Balani.
Sure, we will connect offline. Thank you so much, and have
Thank
a
you so
nice
much.
evening, everyone. Thank you so much for participation.
Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you so much.